Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Chris. I'm the onboarding specialist and FAQ specialist that's gonna help you out today. All right? Perfect. So, yeah, Karen, you do have a question, right? You can unmute yourself or just type it down, whatever you prefer.
I can unmute myself. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
well, okay. So I used to have what was it? The expensive mill gun connected to sales process.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I don't have a list, and I had to pay. I don't know how much, like something 40 or 30 dollars a month for that. So then I stopped doing that. And then I heard, this is a long time ago, but I mean about a year ago, but I was sick, still sick, but now I'm here. But and then I heard about the LC email, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know exactly how it works. I do see a setup something in the help, but I was also just wondering about the payments. I mean, is this yeah, where do I have to subscribe or pay or whatever is happening there for the email? I just don't know. So if you can help me out there.
Yeah. You do have two options to connect your email services. It could be through Mailgun or through LC or Lead Connector.
Mhm.
Uh, if you're planning on changing into Lead Connector, um, I can show you where that is. Okay, let me share my screen real quick.
Thank you. And also about the payment thing, because I at the moment I don't have anything anymore because I
Mm-hmm.
stopped paying Milgun. But then I was also for a moment um, in the sales process thing without a real dedicated email. But all those emails then came straight in spam. So I do want to have a dedicated something, but I have not tried the LC. So I really like try the LC.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what about the payments? What will the costs per email be, or where do I have to pay or something like that? So thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Just this.
So let's start with showing you how to integrate Lead Connector. Regarding the billing part,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the exact numbers and pricing because it varies depending if you have a dedicated email or not. But I'm gonna show you where you can add the payment method as well. So under email services, you have the option to add um, the preferred email service that you currently have. As you can see in this account, Lead Connector is the main one. But
Yeah.
then if you click on the top right, add service, probably yours is already with Mailgun. But if you want to add Lead Connector, you do have that option. If it doesn't appear, what you can do is on the top right corner, you can ask in our live chat to request activating the lead connector feature so you can add it in here. Okay. You can chat with us in here in real time. And after the call, just try and do that. You just need to fill in with your name, email, and say, hey, I need to move my email services to LC or lead connector, and they should be able to activate that for you. And regarding the billing, those are
Mm-hmm.
managed probably in your billing account that you added in here on the left panel if you go to billing.
Yeah, I have a laptop here, so I'm looking here.
Yeah,
I'm
no worries,
looking
no
and I
worries.
look.
Here
So
is where you can just add your billing information, okay?
okay, yes. So and there it will be distracted. Distracted. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes. I do have Lead
If
Connector email system in there, but I don't have a dedicated sending domain yet. So
yeah,
that's
usually
what
the way
I.
it works is in order to set up a dedicated sending domain, what you need to do is go in here, create dedicated domain. Basically, creating a dedicated domain for your email services means that you need to create a subdomain, right? So in order to have a dedicated sending domain, you first need to have and possess a main domain or root domain. For example, Karen.com. Then in here, what you would do is create a subdomain for your email services. It could be something like reply.karen.com, add and verify.
Okay.
You click on this. What this will do is basically create DNS records that needs to be added in your hosting service. Okay.
Yes.
Are you familiar with that process, Karen?
Yes, I've done this for also the A record and the C name that
Exactly.
I already
Yeah,
have.
it's right there.
Yes.
The only difference is that in this case, MX records are involved, which are mainly MX records are mainly for your email services. Okay. So all these 5 records, and there's probably one more, um, but these 5 records need to be added in your hosting service, and then you just verify the records. Okay.
Yes.
Also, I think this is a good example to show you that if we go on the top right and look for email domain, how to set up dedicated sending domain, it will give you the step-by-step on how to do that here.
Yes.
Uh,
Um, I indeed have seen this thing. Now that you explain it, it's even more clear. But I was also wondering indeed if I could do this because well, with the other time that I tried it, but that was a year ago, I
mhm,
was stuck because I had the free version in the beginning of
mhm.
Mailgun, and then because of that, I did not have all the records that I could connect. So then I had to go to the paid option, and that's why I was wondering here if and that's why I was asking about the payment. Maybe I had to pay something first in order to get the right records as shown in the help session. But I think it's okay now that I first do that, and then indeed just fill out the billing in there, and then it will work, and then I'll have all the right settings.
Exactly. Mhm.
Yeah, because the other time, yeah, like I said, um, I had the free thing from Mailgun, and it yeah acted as if it would work, but in the end it didn't because it refused to give one single thing, and then everything was connected, but it still didn't work. And then we found out, okay, it's because I don't have the paid version, so I'm still missing some kind of yeah, missing link somewhere. So that's why I was wondering. But I think this is clear, and I did have the select default provider. I have lead connector already in my thing.
Perfect.
So I
You
think
just
I
need to
can
connect
try
it and try and test it out, okay?
yes, and the the subdomain that I have to make has to be unique because I already have like hello.karen.com. It's not .karen, but and but now I have to create another one, so not the
Yeah.
hello anymore
I,
because I
I
already
would
have that.
say try and use reply.
Okay.
Reply dot and your domain name. Okay.
Yes. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
I'll mute myself again and listen to the others.
Any other questions? Whoever needs to address any question can just unmute and ask the question or type it down if preferred, okay? No worries, Karen. This session is for you and for all the joiners. So um okay. If anything, usually if there are no other questions, I can move forward with explain some of the features again.
Something
Uh,
came up in the chat.
yeah, I was just checking that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just started on building a business where I just started creative profession-based prompts that ready to use with just copy and paste and a list of 100 AL platforms from various categories. I'm now designing my website on another website designer platform and got my domains. So my question is, what should my next task be? Since there are payment process funnels and others, like step by step on what to focus on first. Okay. So, from what I understood, Rainer, you are working on websites with a third party that it's not within sales process, right? Um, so in order to connect them in here, or if it's a funnel or if it's a website, if you want to use the tools that are in here, probably you gotta go to sites, okay, as your next steps. Not sure if the website is meant to will have the features to book appointments or to opt in, but generally, whenever you create a website, um, you can add certain features to that website with the tools that we have in here. For example, you can add forms, surveys, quizzes, even the chat widget. I mean, those features can be added in here, in your website that it's run outside sales process, right? In order to add them, generally speaking, the process is very similar for all these tools. You just need to go to the specific tool that you want to add in your website. Let's say it's a form, and let's cover this specific form. In order to integrate it to your website, you just need to have either a link or a code and add them in the website. In this case, you have both. You would just click on integrate, and on the right panel at the bottom, you have the two options. You have the link for that and also the embed code. The embed code should be copy and pasted in the website builder that you're currently using, okay? That's one of the features. Then if you already created the website and it's already connected with the domain, as Karen mentioned just now, the connection should be always 1-1. So your main domain is connected with your website. If you want to integrate, let's say, another landing page, you would have to create a subdomain and then connect it with the other landing page or funnel that you want to use. Okay, so that would be the next step. Also, one more thing would be, this is a personal suggestion, but testing both your website and the tools. Okay, my website, please navigate to those landing pages that I'm intending to use sales process for them. Perfect. So is the tools that you're intending to use within sales process? For example, the tools that I just showed you. It could be appointments or it could be forms or surveys. Are you planning on having appointments, for example, or the appointment option uh, within your website? Okay, perfect. All right. If you're planning on doing it in the future, not now, but if you're planning on doing it in the future, it works the same way. You just need to integrate it to the website. And in order to do that, let me show in advance. You just gotta go to the specific tool that you want to add. For example, in this case, calendars. You would go to settings and then the calendars. This is for all. But under calendars, you can create multiple calendars mainly used for your leads or clients to book appointments with you, depending on the service. Once you finish creating a calendar, it will appear in here within the list, or you will start having a list of multiple calendars. And in order to integrate it to a third-party website or a website that is outside sales process, you would just click on share. And here you can have the permanent link. This can be copied either in a button or have it in hyperlink or whatever strategy you prefer. Or also you can have the actual calendar within the website with the embed code as well, as mentioned before. You just need to copy the code and paste it in the website builder, basically. Okay. But if you're planning again, if you're planning right now to just use the tools to capture the information within your website, you just need to integrate the tools that are here in sales process, okay? Just for the record, Rainer, you do also have the option to create websites in here. I mean, it's kind of like meant to replace that as well. Under website, you can just create one in blank from scratch or use a template in here. So here you have different templates. You can narrow the search or filter by the category you want, right? Let's say that you are in the business coaching and consulting industry. You can just check one out. Let's say I don't know, this one. If you like the template, this is kind of like the preview on how it would look like. And then once you click on continue, the template will be uploaded into your account. It will appear here. And in order to edit the sub pages within the website you're creating, you just click on edit on the specific sub page one, okay? So just letting you know that you do have the options to create websites in here as well. In order to publish the websites within sales process, you need to connect it with a domain or subdomain again. And the way to do that is just, let's say you finish editing all of the sub pages in here and it's ready to publish. So you just need to connect the domain or subdomain in here under settings and select the domain or subdomain you connected before. In order to connect a domain or subdomain within sales process, you gotta go to settings and then domains. In here on the top right corner, just connect domain and you would just type in your domain name or the subdomain name. For example, going back to Karen's example, let's say karen.com, just continue, a DNS record will be created and that needs to be added in your hosting provider, okay? If it's GoDaddy or Cloudflare, the connection is automatic. The DNS record will be added automatically. And if it's another hosting provider, probably you will need to add the DNS record manually, okay? If you're struggling on connecting the domain, again, it's a good example to use the live chat and type down domain, for example. How to transfer domain? No. How to set a new subdomain here. How to set up and configure a new domain or subdomain. And here you will have the step-by-step. So the same way, settings, then domains, add domain or connect domain. You just gotta name it. And just follow the instructions in here. Here you do have the option manually adding the domain. That means the DNS record is involved in here, okay? Perfect. Any other questions? If not, let me show you just a couple of features again that usually people struggle with, okay?
I do
So,
have an additional question
yes,
with
Karin.
respect to my email setup, because I'm trying now. But the MX record, can I have only one? Because I already have one email that is hello at the .karen.com. Let's call it like that. Or it's at least connected to my root, so it will just be, in order to have email at all, I had to set up that email thing from my how do you say, host. And now I get the notification that an MX record exists or exists out of a priority target address or something like that. Yeah, it's in Dutch, so I can't really translate it fully. But is there something else that I can do then, or can I have only one? Or because now
Okay, yeah. Sorry, not following the question. So you're trying to set up the email services now, right? And what's the message that popped out in there? That an MX record already exists under that name, or?
no, that it's just, yeah, kind of a notification, but it's in red, and that's why it's not connecting the things now. But it says that an MX record exists out of a priority target address or something.
Priority target address.
And I don't know if what this means at all, but I also don't know, because in my list with all the DNS settings, I already have one MX record, and that name is just the ad and then to something else. So it's the reply.karen.com does not exist yet at all. But I don't know, can I have multiple MX records in one?
Yes,
So that should
you
not
can
be the
have
problem.
multiple MX records within your DNS management, so there shouldn't be any worry, any problem. Quick question, Karen, what's your hosting provider or the company?
Yeah, it's in Dutch, so it's
Oh, it's in Dutch.
yeah.
What's all right. Usually when you add MX records, there's one more step that you mentioned, that it's the priority.
Yes.
When you add the priority, both of the two MX record that were probably added needs to be 10.
Okay, yes. I see that here as well with the one that I already have. So I will put 10 in front of it. Maybe that works then.
in both of the MX records.
Yeah. Yes, that was it.
Perfect.
Because now everything is green, so this should
Yeah, that if it's in green, it's a good sign, always. If
yeah,
it's in red,
okay.
something is off.
Yeah, because this I just copied and pasted those records, the required values, but in the required value that I copy pasted, there was no 10 in front of it. So now I just put 10 in front of it and everything is green here. So
Yeah,
but
the
thank you for
priority
that.
usually means that if you have other MX records, the priority may differ. So it's basically literally the priority of the MX record. Priority 10 means that it's not the most important record to be analyzed within the backend system.
Mhm.
And usually that's the standard one that all the other MX records use.
Yes.
If it's below 10, that means that those have a higher priority than the current ones, basically.
Oh, and then it's in conflict because probably the one connected to my root thing is yeah, should not be of a lower priority than the ones I just connected.
No,
Okay.
it's not
Oh.
like other MX records. Let's say that the two MX records that you added are priority 10. That doesn't mean that the rest of the MX records that you have is cannot be priority 10 as well. So you don't have
Yeah,
that.
no, because now I have 3 10s. So I added your two, yeah, not so the sales process 2 10s, and I already had one with a 10 in front of it. So that's why, yeah. Don't know why,
Perfect.
but it works, I think. I mean, it will at least happen. So I'm going to verify everything now, and then we'll see. But
Perfect.
thank you. Yeah, I'm curious for your next steps. And on the way, I just see if this happens. Thank you.
Hi, Jandre. How are you? Happy Friday.
Hi, Dane. Happy Friday to you too.
Nice to see you back.
Yeah, ready to mark that debate.
Okay. Hi, John. Nice meeting you. Didn't see you. Didn't see you as well. So, okay. Any other questions?
I have a question about, or just a thought, but I'm not sure how to do it. I have like a set training program from step to step. But I want to send them information with a next link that they can schedule their next session. How would I do that? That tracks the process automatically.
You mean sending another appointment link?
Yes, sending another appointment link with the relevant information.
And with your what meeting app do you use? Do you use Zoom as well?
No, it's at the moment it's in person.
Oh, it's in person, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's this is it the same location every time, or
Yeah, same location every time.
so that probably can be edited in the automation section.
Yeah.
And depending on the workflow you want to edit, you can just have them edit. Let me show you an example. Let me know if you guys can see my screen again. Let's go back. And let's go to automation in here. So let's say that you want to edit this workflow. This under automation is where you will basically find all your workflows, right? And then you would just select the one you want. Okay, this is not a good example because there's no email with this one. Let's go with another one. Let's go with this one, for example. Strategy call, confirmation. Okay, yeah. First you need to check it. You need to check the sequence. Usually, the step that you can edit for the message is an SMS or an email, right?
Yeah.
You go under message and you can always edit the body of the message. So if it's the same location every time and you want to edit that, you would just come in here and add the specific location you want. Okay?
Yeah.
Then you need to save it and you can test the workflow or send the test email to see how it would look like in here.
Okay.
All right. So try and test that. And that's one more thing. I do see another question in the chat.
There's a new section above the launchpad called Season of AI.
Here under
There for
launchpad.
you. No, above the launchpad on the left-hand side itself. It's showing for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not sure about the new feature, John. I think on Thursdays, under Feature Fiesta, that's where they publish all the new updates and features.
Okay. Then there's one objects section on the left-hand side when you go to settings.
Sorry, where?
Objects. When we go to settings.
Oh, settings, yeah.
You see the objects one, on the left-hand side under other
Object. Yeah.
What exactly is the functionality of this?
These are new features that are being testing. To be honest, all of the new updates and features that are being uploaded in the system itself are probably being shown on Thursday again under the Future Fiesta calls. That's where you have new updates and new features that are being showcased. They are not being tested in these type of calls for FAQs, just because there might be some technicalities yet. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I wouldn't know the specific functionalities yet or the full scope on that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So Rainer, I see, yeah, as you mentioned, there are all of those tools and features that you mentioned are being able to be edited and uploaded within the system, right? So the next step is not clear just because it really depends on the strategy that you want. Not all the users use the same tools. For example, some users do not use email campaigns or email marketing. Some others, I don't know, they don't use SMS automations or SMS campaigns. But let's say that you're focusing on funnels and landing pages as of now. Your first step would be to finish editing the specific website or landing page that you're creating. Then next step would be connect it and publish it with a domain. Once you do that, you can just test your landing page and start from that place, right? As far as email services go, those can be connected in here as well, the way I showed Karen before. Also remember that the call is being recorded. So if you just need to double check that, you can do that after the call as well. But so that would be your first step if you're focusing right now on landing pages, right? Let's say that you want to add payment methods in here. That's another good tool to use. You would just go to settings and then integrations in here. Under integrations is where you can just connect your social media apps. For example, your Google account, Facebook business page, Instagram, Google business profile, or Google My Business. And for payment integrations, if you click on the Stripe icon and click continue, here you will see other payment integrations apart from Stripe as well, okay? So these will lead you to payments. And under payments, you have all these features like creating invoices, estimates, products, and so on. You just need to integrate any payment integration method in here. We usually recommend Stripe, but you do have other options again in here. All right. And once that is connected, you can move forward and start with those as well. Then the question on the next step is very, it may vary depending on each person, but for you it would be first finish feeling comfortable with the site section where you have all the tools for landing pages, and then you can move forward with the email marketing part, connecting the email service, and then let's say you want to edit email campaigns. Those would be under marketing. Okay, you can create templates in here and then use them for your email campaigns. Okay. Now, if you work with social media apps as well for, let's say, posts, you can connect the social planner as well. That's another option. The social planner, just to give you a little bit more context, is the tool that helps you manage your social media posts across different social media apps. You can post the same content at the same time. Of course, taking into account that each social media app has its own limitation. For example, if you use Twitter, you have a certain amount of characters that you can use, or if you want to connect YouTube, it will not allow you to post a picture. So basic stuff like that.
I have a question because when I go to the same page as you have with marketing, and then my first tab is not social planner, but it starts with emails, then snippets, countdown timers, trigger links, affiliate manager.
Oh, okay.
brand
Try
board.
and refresh the page. If it doesn't appear, it could be a tech issue. And that's another good example where you can just reach out to the live chat and say, hey, I'm not seeing the social planner in my account. Would you mind helping me out? And an agent should be able to reach out for.
Okay, so it's
that.
not something that I needed to activate first. It's really something that I should have.
Mhm.
Okay, then I will reach out. Thank you.
Okay. So how do I create an email address as I have done the one you mentioned earlier? Like, so if you already have a professional email right now, the next step would be connecting the email services in here again. You just go on settings and then email services. Create a dedicated domain for that. Same example as Karen. The one I recommend is reply dot your domain name. And just click on add and verify and add the DNS records in your hosting service that you're using. or hosting provider, okay? Perfect. Also, the tip that Karen gave you of hiring a VA usually helps a lot. Okay. Quick reminder on the social planner that I mentioned, or just for landing pages in general. If you want to add pictures and videos, those need to be added in the media storage first, okay? So you would go in here. Here you can create folders as well. On the top right, just click on upload and add the content that you have in here, okay? That's one thing to keep in mind. All right. Now, give me 1 second. I just want to give you guys a quick reminder. Second. There it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, just want you guys have a quick reminder that on Mondays we do offer just the call for overviewing the basic setups and tools within sales process. Okay, Launchpad Mondays. Then on Tuesdays we usually cover more specific features for final forging. Okay. Probably for Tuesday's calls, Rainer, that will help you out if you're still working on your landing pages. All right. Then on Wednesday, John, that's where you can have the feature fiesta call that I mentioned. It's not Thursday, but Wednesday. Okay. In there, they will focus on just new features and updates.
Done.
All right.
Okay.
Then on Thursdays, we have the CRM Connect calls, mainly focusing on the CRM and emails, emails features and just backend best practices. And then on Fridays, we mainly address specific queries such as Karen's queries or the ones for Rainer as well. Okay. So try and go on those calls if you have the time, of course. And yeah, we will probably help you out on the specific on the specific section that you want. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. Appreciate the time. If anything, just try and join on the next call. Hope I can see you with other questions, and just have a nice weekend. Okay. Perfect. All right.
So, thank you.
Take care. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Happy weekend.